I'm Treyana.
Hey y'all, I'm Candice.
Hey, I'm Bridget Marie, and welcome back to Share Your Truth. Today's topic is about healing being a constant cycle.
So I really connected with the topic always healing because I feel like we experience hurt before we have any idea what healing is. Like hurt when you're hurt, you experience brokenness and you look for healing at some point. But for me, I when I was thinking about this topic, I thought of 3 different reasons why we don't heal or we don't really seek healing. One is because we don't know what it is. Like we don't even know about healing. Healing is not talked about in our community, it's not talked about in our homes often, but we can see the pain, we can see the hurt, but the result of what healing can look like is never really, we're not exposed to that. And the other thing is like running from it. I know you don't always want to go relive those moments. So like in order to truly heal, sometimes you got to go through in your mind or with that person how the thing took place. And so people run from healing. You don't know about it, you run from it. But for me, it was more about not really knowing how deep that wound hurted me. So because I didn't know, because I could brush things off, as I said in the other episode, I could brush it off. I got in a routine and a habit of just brushing stuff off. So it's not until you feel broken that you realize all of that stuff left a residue. And that residue starts building up. And it's like, now it's time to get that healing. And I just remember being in such a broken place in my life. And I really can't pinpoint exactly it's multiple things that happened. But the healing had to take place in order for me to feel whole again. And so now that I know what hurt feels like and I know what healing feels like, I don't ever want to let go healing. So I'm constantly looking at how I could be better, how I can feel better, how I can keep my peace even in the midst of chaos. And healing allows you to do that. You don't have to be broken. We don't have to live in that space where we're trying to figure stuff out all the time. Like you can literally just look for healing in a situation. It may be amongst you and the other person, or it may just be an inner thing. It might just be something that was actually more related to you than it was in the situation. More self-inflicted? Self-inflicted than it is to have to do with anybody else. So I think for me, I'm just like, I want to stay on this journey of healing because I know that it tastes good, it feels good, and I don't want to go back to that hurt place. The last thing I'll say too is like, a paper cut is small, it's a little cut, but it hurts like heck. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what hurt feels like, but your healing is important even with that little paper cut. Like you still got to get healing from that little bitty thing because it's going to explode and it has to go somewhere. So I don't want it to go into my daughter and then she becomes, you know what I'm saying, a generation that just keep happening and happening. Healing and breaking those chains have to happen. And I feel like we have like this opportunity in our generation to really, really call healing. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, when it comes to healing, a lot of people tell me that I'm not sentimental. Is that the word? Like I have no because I'm always looking for the healing. Like, okay. What's next?
Solution.
The solution. And I'm a solution-based person. So if it's like, oh, I got into a car accident, it's like, okay, call your boy, call your car. We got into a car accident. We know that. Ain't nothing we can do about that. So what's next, right? So then I've been told that I'm not sentimental, right? And so a part of me is like, well, your heart broke already. So let's start going down this journey of healing your heart. Yes. What do you need to do to heal your heart? And a part of me be like, dang, I do need to kind of be a little sentimental, but it's like your heart is broken already.
It's already done.
I can't.
Yeah, she does.
You process
she don't
it
want to sit in that pit.
So like when my friends tell me certain things, like he's not answering, and I'm like, stop texting.
We've been here already. Don't
That's like we've been here already. Because we've been here already. You've done this. Your last boyfriend has stopped texting as well.
And you were able to breathe.
I'm serious about that because it feels like we just repeating the same thing over and over again. So at some point, when are you gonna start healing?
When are you gonna start healing?
And I feel like I'm called to help you to heal.
Yes,
I gotta
and you're
call it out.
telling me, and
So it can come off, and because it can come off
So it can
abrasive,
come off very
abrasive, like blah.
Yes.
But it's the way you process things, because in your mind, it goes through, okay, it happened, so how do I fix it?
Yes, your heart is broke.
But a lot of people be like, no, because I need to cry.
Yeah, baby.
No, because I need to like that.
But
But
maybe
everybody-
she's the type of person, she ripping the Band-Aid off. She's not trying to.
No, I'm not.
But it's a problem.
It or nothing.
And
People
that's
gotta go
not
fast, and then once you be like, put a little pressure,
It wasn't
it's
that
over.
bad.
But you gotta know that certain people don't
Might
want
not
to
like
heal.
that.
Certain people not ready.
They're ready.
to heal, yeah, because healing hurt too.
Listen,
You gotta
listen. Here's the thing. I am the friend, and I know this about myself, and I'm okay with being this friend, okay? I am okay with being the friend that you do not tell until you're ready to heal. Call her. Let her be like, well, you want to ride past his house? Or call her so she can say, well, what you want to do? You want me to call on three-way and see if I could call them? Call her. So she could be like, well, I know his mama number. You want me to call his mama number? Call everybody before you call me. Because I am the friend that's going to say, what's next? I am going to be the friend that say, what is the journey to heal you in this situation? Because I don't want to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
You haven't talked to him in a month, it's over. I'm the friend that's going to think of what's next. Healing do hurt,
It do.
right? But I am the friend that's going to walk with you through your healing. I'm not the friend that's going to walk with you through the pain. I will be the friend to walk with you through the healing process. Do not call me until you're ready to heal. Do not tell me anything until you're ready to heal. I'm not about to go.
No,
there.
it's so true because it's a bound. Like you gotta set boundaries because people will keep.
Yes.
They want to soak. Now I
They
believe
wanna
this.
soak in
I
the
believe in this.
misery.
It's okay.
That's true.
Have your moment, right? Have your time, whatever that looks like.
With
Cry,
them.
scream, whatever you need to do, like with whomever, right? By yourself, whatever. But you gotta get up at some
Yeah,
point,
you can't
dust
stay
yourself off,
there.
and you
Yeah,
can't stay
can't
there. And
stay
I say that to my daughter, like, okay, baby, that happened. So what we gonna do next?
Yes.
I'm like, okay, let's wait for a minute. We'll
Yes.
wait for some days. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like that, Mika. I'm solution based. I want to know what because it happened and we can't stay here.
Yes.
Because if I stay here, we both gonna be miserable. We
Right.
both gonna be. So what's next? What's the next
Yes.
step? And we can take a small step,
Yes.
Right.
but it has to be a next
And
step.
even with myself with healing, even with myself when it comes to healing, I could be amongst something and I'll be like, Mika, give it a few days. Don't talk about it. Let it pass. Let it pass so I can see. I could be upset about something and I'd be like, oh, when I see him, and then it'd be like, okay, don't talk about it for a minute. Let me see if I'm still mad 3 days from now. Let me see how I feel about this situation 4 days from now. And then once you go into not talking about it, once you go into the healing process of it, that hurts as well. I'm not
Yeah, it
saying that it
does.
does not hurt, but what I'm saying is I want to get over this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be amongst this situation for too long. I don't want to dwell in it. I don't want to do that. So constant healing is something that people need to understand. You have to start getting to the point of when you gonna start healing. And don't call me
I have a
until.
question. So, I know healing could take all different forms, but what are some examples of how healing looks like? Because I was just talking to a friend saying like, man, I'm just now, at this age I'm at right now, coming to a space where I'm like, man, I have some healing that I need to do. And not even realizing that it was some things in the past that has hurt me or some things, some residue that has followed along with me. And now I'm at the spot where I'm like, man, I really need to heal. But I just feel like when it's a bunch of things that has accumulated, like how do you heal from all of that to where now you feel like you're refreshed and you feel like I'm me again? Because I know it's gonna take some time, but like, do you stay to yourself?
That's why it's constantly healing. You're gonna do this is a journey for life. Because something is always gonna be happening to you. So you're always gonna have to heal from something. Because there's something that's always gonna be happening to you. So it may look like getting on social media. It may look like don't answer nobody's phone call. It may look like taking a 3-day vacation by yourself. It may look like moving to a different state. It may look like whatever it needs to look like for you to have. It is personal.
It's personal. Yes.
This ain't a group thing. This ain't what you think I need to do. This is let me talk to God real quick because He about to tell me. And it starts from within.
Yes.
It start with looking at your doggone self and looking myself in the mirror. What did I do in this situation? What could I have done wrong, better? What did I do wrong? Because sometimes we be placing the blame on other people, and it don't be the other person. It be you.
Yes.
Accountability.
Yes.
It be your attitude. It be your whatever. It be.
For me, I'm gonna give you a tip that I did to heal. I had to detour my life, and when I say detour my life, it was like take different routes to work, take different routes to my grandmother's house. I had to stop driving down. You know, you might go to work every day on the same route every day. I started taking a different route to work, turning left instead of turning right. Going to my grandmother's house, getting off on Central, I was keeping straight. Getting off on the exit above. It was detouring my lifestyle and detouring the way that I did things, whether it was detoxing from friends and talking on the phone. Social media, I had to unfollow certain people because I didn't want to see certain things.
Right.
I didn't want to see certain triggers. So it was your triggers, it was things that I knew that I needed to do for the sake of myself. And it was detouring my lifestyle.
That's good. That was really good. I feel like the mechanisms that I was using before is no longer working now. Because now I feel like when I was getting hurt, I was moving past it. I was doing certain things, but now at the spot that I'm in, I'm just like, man, I feel like I was just pushing it, like brushing it off, or like pushing it in the back of my brain and telling myself that I'm past that, right? So that I could just keep going. And for some reason now I'm just like, man, something ain't right. I'm not sure if it's because I just experienced my grandmother's death, and that's like the first real close. I experienced 2 deaths that happened 2 days apart, and they were really close to me. And I'm not sure if that's like has me in a weird space. It's not nothing traumatic happened besides those 2 deaths. That has me now in a place like I feel like I need to heal from a lot of stuff, not just from that death. I just feel like I need to heal from a lot of stuff, and those things that I thought that I was doing to get myself to move along, it's not working for me right now. So I was thinking like, am I really healed, or was those things that I was using, was that really me healing, or was that me just like, just using different mechanisms where I'm just like,
But
I don't care about that.
It could have been, but now
You know
you
what I'm
can't
saying?
use the same thing.
Because you're at a different level in
Right,
your life.
right, right.
You've outgrown those healing methods that
That's why I
you
said
used
that was
before.
good.
So
You
you
have
need
to-
to find new, find other
Right.
ways
It's like
to.
breaking up with
Yeah.
people. It's like, I tell people all the time, sometimes when you break up with people, you have to, if you can't move, you might need to paint your walls, take them pictures down, put new pictures
Move your
up.
room
Different
around.
Move your room around. That's a healing for me. To where it's like, oh, I need to paint, I need to put new stuff in here, I need to get out with the old
And with the-
and refreshing it. Like
Change your
sometimes you
haircut.
can't move. Yeah,
All of
you
that,
know,
I
like,
promise
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Y'all love the way
You do is the new me, baby.
I'm serious.
Right.
Those are things. Those are tips to healing. Those are tips to healing. Like when you break up, and this person was in his house, get everything up out. If you can't move, paint your walls. Put new pictures up.
I'm fine with
Take
that
those
one.
pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
New hairstyle, new wardrobe. Those are things that heal people.
That's been
You
breaking
know what I'm
up
saying?
sometimes.
So you know, like just certain things. Like she said, moving. Me, I didn't move to heal because I don't think I was running from anything. However, I did feel stuck. I felt like being here in LA, I needed to get unstuck. I wanted something
You
different,
needed
right?
a new environment.
I needed something new,
Absolutely.
something new, refreshing. So sometimes when it comes to healing, it's really just doing something else.
Something
Doing
that you're
something
not
else.
used to
Something
doing.
that you're not used to doing.
For me, I'm gonna add in, and then I'm gonna add in what I got to say on the topic. But healing is different processes because it could be a situation where you got the paper cut and you just need time. That just needs time. That don't need no Band-Aid, it just need time. But then it's in situations where we have a splinter and you look at the, y'all done had the splinter. Sometimes it's on the surface and then sometimes it's real deep. So you really gotta find like where is it, and you gotta find it. So in those areas, it's like, okay, well, what do I need to do? Okay, Raquel in this situation, because these people did this to me. What did Raquel do? How did I let them in? What red flags didn't I see? What areas do I need to, I need to work on my boundaries. Because I'm so, hey, you need help, you need help, you need help. When you're in a position of helping, you don't have no defenses up. So when people are being sneaky and people are being this, you don't have no defenses up. So, okay, Raquel, you need to work on your defenses. You need to work on your boundaries. And then I just start writing. And then I did, what do you hate about yourself? Like, what do you hate about how you move? What are those things that you don't like? Like, what physically, mentally, emotionally, what behaviors do you have that you just are disgusted? And what have the people said about you in your life that have disgusted you? Write it down. What are things that you feel that are beautiful about you? What is it that you love about you? Read it, burn it, pray over it, journal it, whatever you need to do. I did that. And then some other things that I do is just now, because I'm such a empath and I'm such a extrovert, I've learned like, I'm good with just me. I don't need all these energies around me. I don't need all these people around me. So I literally shut my phone down and was like, I'm not answering my phone. Now, anybody knows me, my phone never rings. It's not on loud. But I always answer my phone. So how is that? My phone is always in my hand. And I'm always, whoever needs whatever, you can call me. But I got to the point where I just need time for me, y'all.
Right.
I need time for me, y'all. Like, I got it. God gonna give it to me to give it to you. But only when he give it to me to give it to you, because I'm at that point. Only if he give it to me to give it to you, and only if I can make it, can I make it. Because I told everybody, don't ask me for nothing. Don't call me for nothing. Don't require shit from me at this time. I'm not here showing up for nobody but Raquel, because Raquel needs to be found. So sometimes it's putting up a hard guard and a hard boundary that make you look at people like, she's selfish. She done flipped her wig. Yeah, I flipped my wig because I need to heal. You know, it could be something as simple as a bath. Putting your bath salts. When I tell y'all, when I moved into my place, thank Jesus, got my place. I used to just take these relaxing baths and really be in the bath so long I would turn into a mermaid. And I just was like, oh, you know, it's beautiful in here. I got the, the jellyfishes on the walls and the mermaids on the walls. And I have my little, the little bamboo bath thing. Got my candle lit. That could be your self-care. That could be your healing. Just getting your moment and not answering the phone. Not dealing with no kids. For those of us that's parents, like, everybody go their place because I just need this time to regenerate. But we don't do that because we like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and I gotta do this, and my phone is steady ringing, and you're not healing. But that's important to figure out whether you need to write it down. And then therapy is another one that I feel like is important. People don't like to talk to therapists. And when I was going to postpartum, y'all, I went to a therapist, Caucasian lady, glasses, just looked like a straight, what's the word? Like a librarian, and I'm telling her like the issues that I'm having. I'm telling her about this breakup that I'm experiencing and how I don't want to live, and just no, I don't have no feelings about her and the baby's fine. I don't want to love me. And she just looking at me, and I was like, I got this problem with my mama, and she just not understanding. So girl, I cut that off, and the Lord helped me with that. But with the situation I'm dealing with now, I'm like, I gotta go to therapy. I need my head shrunk because I'm really turning crazy. You feel me? So talking to the therapist that I talk to every Friday, shout out to Janisha Micken. She is a blessing. She's a blessing. Talking, and I'm able to like regurgitate and throw up how I'm feeling and just let it out. So healing, therapy, whether it's writing it down, whether it's talking amongst your friends, whether it's just getting with your homegirls that you love. And I told everybody this year, I'm like, all I need is love. I don't need y'all to be throwing money at me. I don't need that. I just need your love, because love drives out hate. And I don't want to be a hateful person. I don't want to be bitter. And I don't want to feel bitter towards men and be angry and be, 1,000 guns in my house. I don't want to feel like that. So help me, just everybody bring me love. Yes. So to answer your question, that's my answer for that. And then also when it comes to healing, you got to have a space for it.
Yes, you do.
You got to have a space for it. You got to really have a space for it. Whether you live with a whole bunch of people and you just take your moment to sit in your car and have your time, or whether you got your own place and you got the lay of the land, like you have to make space and time for your healing, because like I said, it could be that paper cut, It could be the splinter, or it could be like your whole arm just got cut off, and now you really like how I'm supposed to move around with this. Like all of that healing is important because you always, it's something that's constant. Like Bridget said, something is always going on and something is always happening. But we can't brush it off because then we become people that are callous, or we become people that are just hurt and we bleeding on everybody.
Yes.
I would say, for me, I'm learning in this season, pay attention to your triggers. Like,
Boom.
that's how you gonna know what you need to heal from. The triggers. And it could be from how you was raised. It could be just like with me and how I was raised, and now me being a mom and seeing the difference of how my mom was verbally abusive or how she would scold me and she was really strict. I couldn't express myself. So in ways, I felt like I didn't have a voice. Like I would shut down if I wanted to express or explain how I felt. In a way, it's like she took it as disrespect or something like that. And I'm sure it has something to do with her upbringing. But with me, with my kids, I'm allowing them to have a voice as long as they're respectful with it, and I try to teach them on the deliverance, how their delivery of what they're trying to get out. But being a mom, like, it's so many things that trigger the past hurt or the past pain and trauma that I experienced, and I'm like, dang. Sometimes I could see myself doing my kids or speaking to my kids how my mom spoke to me, but God be like, no, that's not how you speak to your kids. Like, let me show you a different way, or let me show you how you could have went about it and did it. Now go apologize, and I'll do that. But it's just crazy. Like, pay attention to the triggers. Like I wasn't taught to look at the triggers. I didn't even know if people, or like my mom and their generation or whatever the case may be, if they know what a trigger is or what a trigger meant. But I like how Trey was saying in the other episode, I feel like our generation is bridging the gap from the older generations and the younger generations, because I feel like we have a balance. Like we were brought up on morals and values, but we're also in tune to what's going on in today's world or in today's life, so we can kind of lay the foundation in a way, or like have that balance come into play where we're allowing our kids, or we're allowing our spouses or our friends to be open and express how they feel and be okay with it, not take offense to it, but receive it and accept it and say, okay, I was wrong, or have a different perspective. And I would say God's eyes. Like I always pray to have God's eyes and to have God's ears, because it's bigger than me. His eyes, his ears is bigger than me. So it's like he gonna give you that view or that perspective that you need to look at and remove yourself from the situation and put yourself in somebody else's shoes so you can kind of see. But I feel like a big thing to healing is triggers.
I feel like healing, when it comes to healing could look selfish. Healing could most definitely look selfish to a person that you need to heal from, or even the people that's in your life at the time of you deciding you need to heal. Because at a point in time where I was healing, people would call me selfish, right? And I used to be like, so, and like, I didn't care. But it was a journey for myself, and it wasn't nothing that I needed to explain to anybody to get an understanding. I knew I knew my healing process, right? And I feel like for me, again, I'm not sentimental, so I'm not even sentimental with myself. So when I'm trying to heal from something, again, it's going to be a constant healing. But I feel like if you learn not coping, I don't want to cope, But if you could learn your healing process and your journey, I feel like when you heal, you are going to get selfish with your time, with your love, with everything. Because at this moment, healing gets selfish. When you're healing, you're selfish.
It's like knowing your worth is the price on it.
Yes.
It's about you. It becomes about you.
It becomes about you. And sometimes a lot of people be like, well, I just went through it and I brushed it off. And it's like you're not taking the proper steps to heal. And nobody wants to be called selfish. I don't know why, but
I feel like I was on the other side, like somebody was healing, and I was like, "You're being selfish."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't
Because you're not
understand, you know. But they had to heal to get to their happiness,
Right.
And it ain't personal.
it's not.
Because then they can come back after they're done.
Yeah.
Not.
Or sometimes they don't. Because
It depends.
you don't need to.
Yes.
Just all depends.
When you said that you were being selfish because you were healing, did you know at that time that's what you were trying to do was heal?
Yes. I knew that I was healing. I was consciously healing.
And
Like I said, I was detouring. I wasn't going certain places. I wasn't answering my phone. I was unfollowing people. They were looking at me, why you unfollow me? Had attitudes that I don't want to see what you're posting right now.
But
You
those,
know, you know,
those around you, when you're telling them, oh, I'm trying to heal, or if they know that you went through something, they should respect your boundaries.
a lot of
and
people
healing.
don't
But they
because
No, they
again, what
don't
Trey
understand.
said, we weren't raised on healing. We were raised on pain. We were raised on trauma. We were raised on certain things, and no one knows what healing is. No one knows what healing looks like. No one. It's new. It's new. If I was to tell my mom I'm healing,
She think you're crazy.
Right.
No, it's the truth.
It
I'm
is
healing.
though.
And if I tell my mom I'm battling postpartum depression,
What? Girl, I told my mom, I said I can't heal. I can't
You
heal
know what I'm
where
saying?
I've
So,
been hurt at. And she said, what?
you can't heal.
I said, you
got
can't, I
hurt.
can't heal where I've been hurt at. She said, what? This is what you say to me? Yeah.
And it's the truth.
You can't heal where
Where you
I said,
hurt.
you can't heal. I can't heal where I've been hurt
Oh,
at.
like
Oh,
what
I gotta
you said.
move.
I
You
need to
gotta
move.
move. You gotta pick up. You gotta go. You gotta detour your life. You have to detour your lifestyle, the what you do.
Yeah.
People who, if I get on drugs here in the downtown Los Angeles
I need to
area,
move away.
I'm going to be on drugs downtown Los Angeles. I need to pick. If I want to heal, I gotta pick up and I have to leave. You
And
have to
then-
detour.
yeah.
You know.
And I would also add to the convo that you need to know your pacifiers or your coping mechanisms.
Mhm.
You would need to know those because sometimes you feel it in the hole and that ain't healing.
Right.
I'll just say that throughout your healing process, you're going to accumulate all these tools. And I think those tools are going to help us stay in that constant healing journey. Some tools you're going to have to throw away. Some of them you can take for a longer period of time. I'm not a handyman, so I don't know all the tools, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain tools that will last longer than others and will work on every part of the building. But it's important for you to know those tools. It's important to know your triggers. And I think that if before we get to that broken place, it's important to just look for healing. Like seek it. Look for it. Know that you can either try to journal, listen to some music, go to school, start a business, pull things that are out of you to get to that place of healing. The last thing I want to say is that I think healing is not only a gift from God, we have the authority to grant it and receive it. And although we think that things are surface, a lot of our hurt is so deep rooted, so healing has to take place. So don't wait too long to heal. Allow yourself to constantly heal. And
This is
share your truth.